It's Madden NFL 22, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Fins and the Bucs, and it comes your way next.
Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the Miami Dolphins.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our two quarterbacks in this one, it's really a good matchup when you boil it down.
We do indeed, and something I'm going to be watching for. Who can get off to a fast start? If you can go out, get points on the first drive, preferably a touchdown, you can really set the tone for the game. And I think that both of these quarterbacks are more than capable of doing just that.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Jadon Mickens now from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. And we get a peek at Tom Brady as he brings out this Tampa Bay offense. And Tom Brady in his 22nd season overall and his second in Tampa Bay.
After 2 decades in New England, a change of scenery, and another tremendous season culminating with a Super Bowl title. 40 touchdown pass in the regular season, the most since his record-shattering 50-touchdown season of 2007 in New England. He did have minor knee surgery in the offseason, but he said he's sticking with his plan to play beyond the age of 45, which is still 2 years from now. Look out, NFL. Tom Brady still wants to win.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And Mike Evans has been the model of consistency and excellence. 7 years in the league. He's been a 1,000-yard receiver 7 times, the first guy in league history to do that. And he makes another catch there for a first down.
Throwing on first down is Brady. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Giovanni Bernard, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And that'll bring up second down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Brady. Over the middle to Evans. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Brady.
And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And they get 10 yards there and convert on third.
Well, it's a question that's been asked over and over and over, but CD, I'll pose it to you anyway. What do you have to do defensively to stop Tom Brady?
It's one of the great questions in the NFL, and there are a ton of defensive coaches who are retired at this point because they tried to stop Tom Brady and couldn't get it done. You've got to have excellent defenders, guys who can stick to their men like glue, because he's so good at finding those open receivers and then putting the ball into tight windows and completing passes downfield.
That throw by Brady incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Second and 10.
Again, they'll throw with Brady.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Open man has got one. It's complete.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives them a new set of downs. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. Now Brady again.
To Evans on the slant.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. And Brady's throw there, incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw is Brady. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. Goes right side, complete to Gronk. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
And there's a familiar sight. Rob Gronkowski making a catch for a first down. And remember, Gronk said he was done in 2019, was out of football after retiring from the Patriots. But Brady asked if he'd run it back with him in Tampa, and he answered the call. Gronk earned his 4th ring with the win in Super Bowl 55, a game in which he scored 2 touchdowns.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones taking it in from a yard out. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense.
Leading him out in his 6th season now from NC State, it's Jacoby Brissett.
And the Dolphins organization made a decision to sign him back in March as insurance for Tua Tagovailoa. Remember, he's an experienced starter with the Patriots and the Colts. In fact, he was the Colts' full-time starter in 2017 and 2019. Was used more as a goal line kind of gimmick quarterback behind Phillip Rivers last year. But in his limited starts, has shown he can run the full playbook.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
To throw again on 2nd down. Brissett. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. William Golston. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett.
He'll get this out wide to Gaskin.
And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So on 4th down, the Dolphins' new punter for 2021, Michael Pilardi, on to punt.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi.
Jadon Mickens deep for Tampa Bay.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
Well, Charles, as Tampa Bay comes back out here, let's look at where they're at right now on the season. Lost in Week 3, a battle of recent NFC champions. The 2019 champ Los Angeles Rams got the better of the reigning champion Buccaneers, 34-24. It's the 7th loss for Tampa Bay in the last 8 meetings with the Rams, but this one a little bit different with all the talent that was on the field between these two contenders.
Yeah, and how about what they did on offense? 853 combined yards between the teams. Tampa Bay with 446 of them. The 10th 400-yard game for the Bucs in signing Tom Brady. but only the second one that they lost. And Brady, how about his game? 41 of 55, 432 yards, 1 passing, 1 rushing touchdown. Got 106 yards from Mike Evans out on the perimeter, 74 yards from Chris Godwin. And Gronk, you knew he was going to come back after he got injured. He played right through that rib injury. But let's face it, Brandon, all we care about is what's coming up this coming Sunday night.
Yeah, that's the big one. Tom Brady returning to New England. Gronk returning to New England as well to face the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Brady going to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, but it's going to be second down.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. From the gun, it's Brady. That's caught by Howard. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Bucs on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time it's 3rd and 3. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give them 12 yards that time.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
On 2nd down now, it's Jones. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Brady. Looking for Brown, and he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Antonio Brown there to make the grab. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point up and good by Suckup. And it's now 14-0. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score as they regroup with 1st and 10. The throw here caught by Devontae Parker. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Brissett. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki.
And it's 3rd and short.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Brissett sets to throw it. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Here's Michael Pilardi now.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. .37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Again, we see Tom Brady and the Bucs set to take over.
He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big pickup of 38.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Now Brady. And this one caught by Cameron Brate.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Let's do it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. The Dolphins making their way back out here, CD. They're at 1-2 on the young season. They were winners at New England to start the year, but suffered the shutout loss to Buffalo in Week 2. They rebounded to play much better Week 3 on the road in Las Vegas. You saw the game, but they lost it in overtime, 31-28, the final score. So what did you see in this game, and what are you seeing from the Dolphins?
I see a good football team, Brandon. I see a tough football team. Remember, they were up 14-0 in this game. Las Vegas ran off 25 straight, but they came from 11 down to force overtime. And I like Jacoby Brissett replacing Tua at quarterback while Tua heals up. Jacoby Brissett's done this before, has full respect of the team, and he made some big-time plays to get them to overtime. They're going to be a tough out for people. I still believe they're going to contend for a playoff spot and really play well in the upcoming weeks.
Well, they'll be favored in the first of those upcoming weeks, hosting 0-3 Indianapolis and at Tampa Bay. Obviously, that'll be a tough one. Then they go across the pond to London to take on the Jags. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Here's Brissett. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack.
When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
2nd and 15.
They'll throw now on the final play. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's something we've said a million times, but we were treated to a fine performance in the first half from Tom Brady. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Miami. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this 3rd quarter.
This taken in at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Brissett. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Vita Vea able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up.
Second and 14. On the handoff, it's Gaskin.
Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing, Brissett. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Miami. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now Brady. And a catch right side by Evans. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Brady now to throw. Over the middle here to Brown.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Brady now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Howard. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. That continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
From the 39, Brady. Man open left side is Brown. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw.
And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Brady again. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Jones. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. On 2nd and very short, Brady.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
7 yards there and a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
They go back to the ground with Jones. Jones breaking from the contact and able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Another tremendous play by Xavier Howard. 10 interceptions, led the NFL last year. And he was the first defender since Antonio Cromartie in 2007 with 10 or more in a season. When you throw it in his area, you're taking a gamble.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores.
Brissett on first down. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
He was looking for Jalen Waddle there.
And that'll bring up second down.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Brissett. Here's Fuller with a catch. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Brissett to throw on first.
Got a man. It's the rookie Jalen Waddle.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. To throw, Brissett. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Ndamukong Suh. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
Yeah, the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. The Dolphins on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and forever. Here's Brissett.
Now thrown to Parker, complete on the slant.
A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And incomplete on the deep ball. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? There's always one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Again, it's Jones. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's Bradley Pinion now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. So the Dolphins now down by 2 touchdowns, and time a huge factor. They've yet to score all game long, but now they need to do so twice in short order to have a shot.
Now Brissett. And this is caught by Parker.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out.
Brissett.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it.
Brandon, I can just tell you from experience, there's nothing like pitching a shutout on defense, but even more so when it's a tight game. I mean, when every defensive play is crucial and you don't give up any points, boy, they're going to feel awfully good about themselves after this one.
Yeah, exactly. The offense wasn't humming, but, hey, all they needed was you can't score 1 point. All they needed was 2 points. You can't score 2 points on offense. All they needed was at least 3. They got what they needed.
They got what they needed. Exactly right.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough. But, yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.